In this video, I'm going to explain exactly why I left behind my Fidelity 2% cashback Visa credit card with its $0 annual fee and from a company I absolutely loved, and switched to credit cards with annual fees and seemingly less rewards on the surface. I'll explain the strategy behind the moves and how they actually allowed me to take advantage of way more benefits and make significantly more money from the purchases I was already having to make. The underlying message in this video doesn't just apply to the Fidelity 2% cashback Visa card. It applies to anybody who picked up any basic suggested credit card from their local bank, or just got a credit card because, hey, heck with it, I just need one, and didn't put the extra time to think about what the benefits really could be. Let me fill you in with a little background. I'd been a Fidelity customer since 2016 when I started with them for the purpose of investing. I love Fidelity, it's got incredible customer service, and eventually when it was time to look at a credit card that earned just a little bit more rewards, Fidelity's 2% cashback Visa was pretty much the best of the best when it comes to cashback cards with a $0 annual fee. So I said, why not keep everything in one place, both investing and spending, and I'll get the Fidelity 2% cashback Visa card and go on from here. That credit card is a pretty straightforward card. It earns, of course, 2% cashback unlimited on all purchases with a $0 annual fee. It also guarantees that the rewards points you earn or the cashback that you get never expire. And that was pretty much the end of the day. And I spent on that card for years and years and years and never thought anything of it. So you might be wondering, with a good experience and a top-of-the-line cashback rate on all purchases, why are you watching this video today explaining that I've left this card behind and actually upgraded my credit card setup to something completely different, going away from what was such a good experience in the past? The reason I switched is not so much what I was getting from Fidelity was bad. It was the benefits I didn't see from my $0 annual fee credit card that I was missing out on that I just had no idea existed. I think when you look at credit cards, you can really look at them one of two ways. The first way was me back in 2016. I need to get a credit card. Let me get something with pretty good rewards rates, a $0 annual fee. I'm just not gonna think about it ever again. I'm fine with whatever I get. The second perspective you can take is the one I've evolved into sitting here today making this video. I have to spend money, so I may as well put it on a credit card. And if I take a little bit of time to think about my lifestyle and my spending that I normally do, I can optimize my credit card setup with the right choice that will actually give me a ton of different perks I gain over time and bigger benefits with more rewards than I would get in a setup that I don't care about whatsoever. When I took just a little bit of time to think about this, I quickly realized I was missing three huge things when I was spending on my Fidelity 2% Visa. The first thing was a sign-up bonus. I got nothing when I signed up for the card, and it didn't matter how much I spent on it, still the flat 2% cash back. The second thing was maximizing those rewards that I earned. 2% cash back is 2% cash back, and it just gets deposited into your investment or bank account. You can't actually multiply that money that you've earned any other way like you can in other credit card setups. And finally, rewards flexibility. The only thing I was ever really going to get with my cashback credit card was cash back. It didn't matter if it was Christmas time and I was buying gifts, if I had to travel and take trips that were upcoming in the future, none of that mattered. I was only getting cash back in my pocket. So I'm going to take you through those three big things that I was missing and show you the potential using one specific credit card, the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which I just recently made a video about the application process and what the prospects of getting the card looked like for someone like me with my credit score. I also made an unboxing video once I received that as well. So I'm going to use just the Chase Sapphire Preferred as an example, but look below at the link in my description. You'll find my favorite cards, and a lot of them have the same characteristics, but all of them offer elevated rewards and the potential to make way more money than you would in a standard cashback card setup. So like I said, the first thing I missed out on with the Fidelity Visa was a sign-up bonus. I didn't realize that the sign-up bonus is potentially the most critical thing to look at when getting a credit card. It's by far and away your biggest chance to make the most money possible from credit card companies just for spending on the card. The Chase Sapphire Preferred offered me a 60,000 point sign-up bonus, which if you've never had a sign-up bonus, doesn't really mean anything to you, but in real currency or cash value, that's worth about $750. And that's available right now once you spend $4,000 on the card in the first 3 months. Now, to emphasize the point of understanding how important the sign-up bonus is, I want to compare the Chase Sapphire Preferred with their 60,000 point sign-up bonus worth $750 to the Fidelity 2% cashback Visa. Let's pretend the Chase Sapphire Preferred offers no spending rewards other than the sign-up bonus. How much money would you have to spend getting 2% cash back to make that sign-up bonus up on the Fidelity Visa? The answer is I would have to spend $37,500 to earn $750 worth of cash back. That is just an incredible difference, and a card with a good sign-up bonus like the Sapphire Preferred puts you so far ahead on day one that it could take you years to make that up with a different card. Let's talk about realization number 2 that I was missing out on: benefits and enhanced rewards. Now, I assumed that once I get the 2% cash back in my pocket, that was the best that I could do. Maybe I'd go invest that or add that to my savings account. However, on different credit cards, you have ways to actually earn points and then multiply those points or those miles that you get to earn even more money on the back end. This creates a multiplier effect, adding even more value to the purchases that you're already spending money on. I'll again use the Chase Sapphire Preferred as an example here. The Sapphire Preferred offers 2 ways to multiply your points once you already have them. The first is the Chase Travel Portal. You'll automatically get a 25% bonus on your points when making purchases with your points through that portal. If you get something like the Sapphire Reserve, you'll get a 50% bonus on those points. And the good news is that all Chase points are transferable up and down their lineup of cards. So if I one day want to get the Reserve and get a 50% bonus on the points that I've already collected, I can get that card, transfer those points over, and go ahead and do that. The next way that applies to a lot of different cards that you'll see on my favorite cards page is transferring your points out to travel partners to get even bigger bonuses and value for the points that you've already earned. A super quick example I'll show you up on the screen right now is I looked at Southwest Airlines, which is a travel partner of Chase, to see if I could book a trip this winter just to get away from the cold in Kansas City. I picked Houston. It's almost always great at this time of the year in terms of weather for a trip, and that trip normally one way would cost $142. Southwest offers this flight as well in points for 9,094 rapid rewards points. This means an $142 flight that's offered for 9,094 points puts about a 1.6 cent per point value on the points that I've earned when I transfer them from Chase to Southwest. That's a built-in multiplier there, utilizing travel partners, that allows me to get even more value from the rewards points that I earn. So on the Chase Sapphire Preferred, when I earn 5x back on travel, 3x back on dining, and 1x back on everything else, it's actually easy to envision that when I use these transfer partners, I'm earning well over 2% on my rewards on average compared to the Fidelity Visa, where I earn 2% back no matter what. And finally, another huge factor I was missing out on with a typical cashback card is just the rewards flexibility. Like I said before, it didn't matter what I was hoping to spend on. All I'd get before was just cash back. Now, as you saw, I can use my points for more value when I purchase travel, hotel and airline partner programs, again with increased value, creating a multiplier on my spending, gift cards from over 150 brands, at least through Chase. I can still get cash back or statement credit at a fair value as well. Those rewards are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm really not going to talk extensively about them here today. But I also get things like trip cancellation insurance, trip delay reimbursement, and lost luggage reimbursement, which are helpful add-ons to have whenever you're going out of town. And all of this comes standard with an enhanced card. So all in all, the reason I made this video was not to tell you to go out and get the Chase Sapphire Preferred and that every other card is useless and you're getting a worse deal if you have another card. This applies to a whole bunch of different cards out there. But I went through a multiple year process and it took a while to open my eyes to see what I was missing. I hope this kind of sparks that in you potentially a little bit earlier in your process, and you can find a card that fits your lifestyle and your spending habits really, really well. If you're interested in learning more about the Sapphire Preferred, which I talked about a ton in this one, just as a simple comparison to the Fidelity card, I'll link my video for my application process and my unboxing right here.